Hello YouTubers. So today I am going to attempt to rescue a couple of rolls of film. I bought 10 rolls of this lucky black and white film from eBay some time ago. I probably had them a couple of years and they're expired. I've tried to shoot 2 rolls in my Hasselblad only to find that they've jammed the back. After a bit of investigation, I realised what's happened. So the film strip, let's open this. So the film strip is attached to a paper backing. For those of you that don't know about 120 film, let's open this so you can see what that looks like. Okay, so yeah, there's a roll of 120 film. Plastic off. Yeah, and as you can see, it is paper. Inside this paper, you've got the strip of film, and the film is attached to the paper at one end with a piece of tape. So, having had a couple of these jam in my Hasselblad backs, that's a back off a Hasselblad. Yeah, I realised that after the second one jammed, when I took the roll of film out and put it in my dark bag to load it into the tank to process it, I realised what had happened is the film is attached to the paper with some paper tape, but the glue on the paper tape has obviously faded with age. Let's just see what the expiry date was on this. 2009, so they're quite old. Yeah, still perfectly good to use, but what I'm going to attempt to do this morning is I'm going to pop this into my dark bag. I'm going to take this paper tab off here, carefully unroll the film until I find, or unroll the paper until I find the end of the film, and then reattach it with some tape, and then hopefully load that roll into my Hasselblad back and use it. So let's go ahead and get this stuff in the changing bag. So I've got my dark bag here. I'm going to pop a pair of scissors in just in case. The roll of film. I'm going to stick the back in there because I possibly need something to weight the end of the paper strip down. The roll of tape, okay. And let's zip that up. That's the inner zip. And the outer zip. So this is like a double layer kind of bag. If you haven't come across these are great for loading films into tanks and stuff like that. Okay, so you've got 2 sleeves. 1, 2. So I'm going to slip my arms in now. I'm just going to take my watch off because if that goes off, that will fog the film. One arm in there. Pop the other arm in here. Okay, so we're in the bag. So now my arms are in the elasticated sleeves. The whole affair inside is light tight. So I'm going to just have a feel around on the edge of the roll of film and tear off the starter strip that just holds the film together. So let's just rip that off first. Okay, so that's that off there. And then I am going to very carefully unroll the film. I'm laying it flat on the table inside the bag. So I'm unrolling the paper until I find the edge of the film. I'm going to use my Hasselblad back just to hold the paper down so it doesn't curl back up, because obviously it's been rolled up and it wants to curl back up. Okay, so not there yet. Let's hope there's enough room in the bag to unroll it far enough. Must be nearly there. I'm going to have to move that over a bit. Okay. So, still no film yet. There we go. I found the end. Okay. And sure enough, there's the bit of tape that's come off. So I'm going to just hold that down firmly with one hand. I'm going to grab, I could really do with an extra pair of hands in here, but that's obviously not going to work. Grab a bit of sellotape and try and attach that to the end of the film across the paper backing. And this is really tricky doing this blind. Might have been better to do it in a dark room with a safe light on. That might be my next attempt, but I think we're okay. So there's the film edge. I've put 2 pieces of tape on, so I think I may have done it. Okay, so I'm going to roll that back up. There's a bit of tape sticking out the edge, so I might need to just trim that off. I'll fold it over, one or the other. Okay, I think we might be okay. So, roll the paper backing back up. Right, so I'm going to pull that out of there, holding it firmly so it doesn't come undone. So, that's the roll of film with the tape attached, hopefully. So I'm just going to pick off this paper tape that holds that together. Let's unzip the bag and get the back out so we can load that into there. There's my film back. Scissors. I'm just looking for the piece of tape that was supposed to be holding it together. Let's just give that a shake to see if we can find it. There it is. Oh no, that's the backing tape. Where's the other piece of tape gone? That's a worry. Let's hope I haven't wound it back inside. There it is. There we are. And that's the piece of tape that is supposed to attach the film to the paper backing. So we've got rid of that. Okay, so let's go ahead and load the film into one of the Hasselblad backs. Onto there, pull that across underneath the edge, pop the leader into the spare spool. Okay, so we've got the start mark lined up with the red arrow on the end of the back. We'll just pop that back into here, and to be honest with you, I think I'll know if it's worked when I wind it on. Okay, so I'm going to wind it on quite carefully, only because I don't want the tape to get, with a new piece of sellotape and the film edge to get trapped. So normally I'd wind this on quite quickly, but I'm going to do it gently, just so it doesn't get snagged. Okay, so it's wound on. I think we might be in business. Okay, well, we'll find out. once I've shot the roll. Once I load it onto the camera, we can then shoot the roll off and rewind it, process it, and hopefully we'll got some results and no jam this time. I've still got half a dozen rolls of this in the fridge at home, so I will probably have to do the same with these. If this is successful, what I might do is do these in the darkroom with a safe light, because you really need to kind of see what you're doing. So, and it is black and white, so you can do it under a red safe light. Cool.